all the Airbnbs until then. I started doing theme units. I'm like, instead of making this $2,500 a month profit, I can make anywhere between $5,500 to $10,000 a month.
Investing more into it.
Investing more into it, adding more value. Like I tell people, you add that value, you're gonna always get overcompensated.
How to beat the trap. Hey, peace, family, and welcome back to another episode of How to Beat the Trap. And today, I got a super trapper in the building, my brother, Zoe the GOAT. Peace,
What's up,
King.
Mr. King? What's up?
Yeah, thank you. Welcome to the trap, man.
Yeah, appreciate it for having me.
You familiar with this environment?
Oh, yeah, of course.
It's comfortable here.
Of course.
So
Memory
family,
lane.
Yes, sir. So listen, we got a GOAT in the building in real life. Mr. Zoe the GOAT, my brother, entrepreneur extraordinaire, family man, God-fearing man, who's gonna be dropping bars and game on us today. So Zoe, the trap we define as this: a program or system that's designed to entice or entangle you, but secretly designed for the benefit of another, right? So on this podcast, what we do is we interview and bring in some overachievers, some like unique figures, influencers, entrepreneurs who have been able to beat, leverage, or just supersede America's most infamous traps. So we're gonna talk about your journey today, and we're gonna talk about just allow people to pull skills on how to beat the culture trap, the corner trap, the college trap, or the corporate trap, or anything that you've experienced during your journey. All right?
Right. I'm ready. Let's get it.
Yeah, all that. So listen, first and foremost, though, what I wanna do, instead of us just plowing through the trap, driving around the trap, I want us to stop at the trap, tell your story of where you are today, and then we're gonna reverse engineer and talk about where it all started.
Right.
All right, we're gonna work backwards. So tell everyone right now, I know you got your hand in so many things. I mean, you are an Airbnb expert, and you do the swaggy Airbnbs. Like, you put style on your Airbnbs, right? Yeah, so you got that Airbnb game going, right? Short-term rentals, also credit expert, also stock expert, also just everything.
The whole
fashion, financial literacy,
right.
All that, right? Bringing a different element to the game and a lot of authenticity to the game. So what I want to do is, I know you're very humble, but I want to give you time to talk your ish and to tell everyone, who Zoe the GOAT is, what you're doing today, what your mission is, and like what kind of things you got going on.
Yeah. So first, Zoe the GOAT, and a lot of people say that Zoe do it all. I do the Airbnb, like you said, I do the stocks, I'm a credit coach, crypto, anything that's
hustler,
the hustler mentality. But that's me. Like, if you ask me to go sing, you ask me to go rap, I'm not your favorite rapper or singer. I can't even dance really.
Right.
But I can go out here and show you how to get a bag, and I can show you how to continue to get a bag for you and your family. So I'm not gonna really talk about me, but I was able to help so many people quit their 9-to-5s, go out there and create wealth for them and their families. I did it for me, but I don't want to brag about me because it's not about me. It's for the people. So help thousands of people, man, like really. And now, continue to build it up even more. Helping people with their credit, helping people make passive income. So they can be able to be wealthy for their families. They don't have to depend on a 9-to-5. They don't have to depend on a business. Because a lot of us think wealth and rich is the same thing, but as you know, it's totally different. If you got to be there to make money, you only rich. But if you can make money, you don't have to be there. You wealthy now. Cause wealth is determined on how
trap bars.
How well how you can live that lifestyle. You don't have to be there. So I'm just helping others.
So what made you passionate about that? A lot of times we get the game, we get information, we get different hustle strategies, and people just want to hoard it, want to keep the information themselves. What made you so fluent with really kind of inspiring and educating others?
It's just really just having that heart, just having a heart and just not being selfish. I always had that desire to help people. Help people. I had my clothing store. I always had a goal when I had my clothing store to make people feel good, make people feel better than what they was before they came inside my clothing store. No matter if I'm putting them inside a new pair of heels or putting them in a new dress or a new suit, just making people feel good. But when I got this financial literacy game, the word trap, the financial literacy trap, because it's a trap, right. In a good way, I was able to help people overcome the rat race having to go to a 9 to 5,
the corporate trap,
of being a slave to the money.
Right.
Now I'm teaching people on how you can have the money be a slave to you. You know, how you can have your money make money babies. Your money continue to make money for you, no matter if you go to work,
bar.
you know, today or tomorrow. You know, so I always just had that heart inside me, and I know that it's enough for all of us.
Right.
I think so many people hold information because they feel like, oh, I'm the only one supposed to be the man. I'm the only one that can drive the new Mercedes. I'm the only one that can be wealthy. No, like God got so much stuff for us. You know, make new stuff every day. You know what I'm saying?
There's abundance out here.
Right, of course. Yeah, so I just want to see how people win. I just want to see how people win out here, you know. I know if I got an 800 credit score, you got an 800 credit score, everybody watching got an 800 credit score, we all winning. Like your 800 credit score is not taken away from my 800 credit score. The bank's got so much money where we all can go to the bank.
People act like they stopped making credit scores when they made yours.
Right, of course. So, you know, I just want to see us all win, man.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, all right, so we got a philanthropist, a social entrepreneur, philanthropist in the building, financial literacy expert. You mentioned Airbnb credit stocks. I also knew the Toro game, the clothing game, right? And just totally knowledgeable there. So, you're killing it. You're here in the A. You got your beautiful wife, Miss Skittles, right?
Thank you, man.
You got your children, all that. Tell me about that real quick before we segue. What's family mean to you in this journey?
Yeah, family is everything. You know, the way my mama raised me, you know, when my daddy got killed when I was 8 years old, my mama raised us, you know, she was a single parent mom, but she raised 5 kids, but she raised us so tight. So, you know, always been family oriented, you know, no matter, even my brothers, sometimes we don't talk every day, but, you know, the love's still there. You know, so I brought that same thing that my mom raised into me and put into me inside of my family now, inside my family and my household, you know, of being close and supporting each other and having each other back throughout the ups and downs of life. You know, so family to me is always number one because that stuff money can't buy. You can go get a new car, a new house today or tomorrow, but your family, you can never get that back. You know, so even with my wife, you know, there's been times where she's been in a dark place and I had to help bring her out, you know, because at the end of the day, we won. Not only she's in a dark place, I'm in a dark place too. Because
we in a dark place.
Right. A lot of people don't look at it like that. They look at, oh, my wife is going through it. No, you're going through it too. Y'all are one. You got to help her figure it out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I had to really learn that, you know, I got to be there for my family. And that's when the balance comes in, especially with this entrepreneur where we get so caught up in, you know, trying to, you know, make another bag or go be about our business, and we forget the stuff that's behind us, which is really the family. Like, it's really supposed to be in front of us. Like, we're supposed to be moving as a team.
Yeah.
You know, so even I said to myself, you know what? I got to sacrifice. Yeah, like, y'all got high school friends. We were real cool, but I got to be there for my family first, because at the end of the day, that's what means more important to me than anything. This business can go away, cars can go away, get old, but my family, the memories, that's gonna be here forever.
Absolutely.
You know?
I forgot who said it, but somebody said your family is your first small business. I think it was my brother Danya Kamal. I seen him say your family is your first small business.
Right.
Like that's the one you need to grow, scale, and automate. Right there. So that's awesome. I appreciate you, and that's why I respect and love you, because like I'm just a man's man.
I appreciate it, Ken.
Yeah, and I love men, like people that's willing to stand on that for themselves, but it also is a great example to our community, because many of us didn't grow up around, you know, those kind of men who be consistent, especially family men, right?
Right.
So that's awesome, man.
Yeah, it means to see someone. Yeah. I appreciate that, King.
True role model.
For sure.
You know.
I get it from the best.
Appreciate you, brother.
No problem.
All right, so boom. Now, let's reverse a little bit, right? And let's talk about, where did Mr. Zota go? Where'd you start at? Where'd you grow up? How'd you grow up? What was life like coming up?
Like I said, my mom was a single parent mom since I was 8, since 1994. My daddy got killed by the police. So,
and where were you born?
I was born in Columbia, South Carolina.
Okay.
You know, so I had to be the man of the household. I was the oldest male in my family. You know, as a kid. Mm-hmm. So I had to grow up at an early age to really like be a man for my mom. For my family. So I started selling candy in school. I started cutting grass around the neighborhood. Anything just to take that load off my mom, so I can be independent too, and I can hold down my part and really take that stress off my mom. So it wasn't a pretty journey, but at the end of the day, I always enjoyed the journey. And that's one thing I tell people when they go through anything in life: make sure you enjoy it, because it's not gonna go how you wanted to go. Like I didn't like really going and buying candy and going and selling it, but I find a way how to like it. I find a way to, okay, I'm selling now. I got my business, I got my candy business. I don't have my LLC, but I'm making money.
Right.
You know, and then like even get my first job at the age of 15 at McDonald's, you know, flipping burgers. I lied on the application, told them I was 16 just to get a real job. You know, I was real hungry just to make money. Right. You know, even in high school, I had 2-3 jobs at one time, especially in the summertime, working at the daycare. You know, so it always was a trap for me. Always was a trap, but that trap was better than always moving on to a different trap. You know, okay, from this trap of making money, making money from school. Now I have a job, making money, you know, with multiple jobs. Now I'm moving on to another trap. Now I got my own business in the mall. Now I'm making crazy amount of money, but at the same time I'm in a trap because I gotta be there. If I don't go to like my family went on vacation, I still had to be there because guess what? It was a trap. Right. I'm working for the money. I didn't have the money working for me. Right. So
I get it. I see where you're going. So let me ask you about with your upbringing. So understand, rest in power. Your pops.
I appreciate it.
Pops was killed.
Yeah.
By the police. Would you say financially your upbringing was abundant? Was it in the middle? Was it struggling? How was that?
Oh, it was definitely struggling. It was definitely struggling, but if somebody looking inside out, they probably say struggling, but I wouldn't say struggling. I mean me, because I feel like I always gonna take whatever I have in front of me and make it the best. Right. You know, if I gotta eat Chef Boyardee or oodles and noodles for the next 60 days, somebody might say you struggling, but to me it's like do what you gotta do just to get by. It's like somebody else got it worse than you. You know what I'm saying? So I had some days, you know what I'm saying? I still got some days. Money don't fix everything, you know, of course.
Yeah. So your pops and just your family in general, and were you around an environment at all that was part of the corner trap?
Yeah, of course. I seen everything. I seen it all. Like, you know, I ain't gonna lie, I was in middle school, you know, selling bags of weed. I was in middle school. You know, they was going to lunch. Me and my partner from New York, we was in there playing CeeLo in the bathroom, 4, 5, 6, you know, craps and all that.
Trips,
you know what I'm saying? So I seen it all. Even going to my auntie's house and seeing them, you know, bags of weed and everything. So I grew up around that. I even told myself, I knew my dad got killed because he got caught up in the street life. I told myself, my dad, I told myself that, you know, when I get to a certain age, I'm not selling drugs ever in my life. But being around that environment, I got caught up in that. You know, middle school selling drugs, high school selling drugs. Gotcha, Until I started my business at 19, you know, 17 years from now, you know, I have even had to even go that way. You know, I was able to beat the trap, you know what I'm saying?
Gotcha. And so going into high school, did you aspire to have a certain career? Was it something you aspired to, like what you thought you were gonna do when you were going to high school?
Yeah, I always wanted to be an entrepreneur. I never knew what it was going to be, but I always wanted to be an entrepreneur. You know, always had a desire to be a boss or to be a leader. Always like, okay, I can own a liquor store. Everybody, well, not everybody, but people gonna buy liquor. Right. I can own a barbershop. People need their haircut, but I never knew what it was. Then it clicked when I was 19. I was like, I like fashion. Let me open up a clothing store. You know,
gotcha. So all right, so cool. So you're going through school, you already were selling candy, you almost got enticed and entangled in the corner trap with some little weed. You doing
a lot of times, bro. I ain't gonna lie, but it's been some times where I ain't gonna lie. I remember one time where the cafeteria lady came and got me out of class. Was like, hey, I just got to notice that the resource officer is going to search you after lunch. She told me because she really liked me like that. Like I was a very respectful man, and she just connected with me. And then, you know, so I made sure I hid my stuff.
Work, yeah.
Or I hid it somewhere, and best believe, 6 block, they came, we need you out of class, we need to search you, da-da-da.
And she gave you what I'm saying? Right. Changed your life.
That was nothing but God, though, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So there were plenty of times where I was able to, you know, by the grace of God, escape it, and you know.
Right. All right, cool. I'm gonna come back to that in a little bit. Peace, family. Let me pause our program real quick. King Zoda the GOAT just came through and is giving a trap bars. Family, if you want to tap into Mr. Zoda GOAT, and his amazing programs, coaching and mentorship. All you gotta do is go to www.trappartners.com. That's right, www.trappartners.com to see our amazing partners, including this special with Mr. Zoe the GOAT and this amazing game and strategies he's offering us right now. So make sure you tap in, and we'll go back to our regular scheduled program. Start your store. What was that process like, starting your first store? Like, what was like the first thing you did? Like,
Yeah, it was like one of the best things I ever done in my life. It was like, because I felt like I betted on myself. I feel like so much, throughout. I feel like I grew up so fast where I was, I didn't really have no real business. I was selling candy, okay, business, but it was no real official business. But my store, it was like, okay, I got my business license. I got actual products that I'm gonna put on the shelves and sell. I don't have a dime in my name. I spent my last $15,000 at the age of 19. I didn't have a dime in my name. Like, I spent all my money on inventory to have inventory for months just in case anything happened.
You got something to sell.
Right. But it was a book that really changed my mindset and really taught me about investing. And that book was like Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Yep.
So it was like one of the best things and a lot of people, I ain't gonna lie, Jay, a lot of people come in this entrepreneur world, they be nervous. I ain't gonna lie, I was ready for it. My mom asked me, she was on her couch, she asked me, like, you ready to do it? Because we had no entrepreneurs in my family, except street entrepreneurs.
Right. I
was like, yeah, I'm ready to make it happen. What's the worst case can happen?
Right. So yeah, what made you take that mentality, right? A lot of people do get scared coming into the business. What made you have that mentality, like, yo, I'm good, I'm ready, what's the worst thing that can happen? Some people feel like the world gonna end, right?
Right.
What gave you that kind of courage to just jump out there?
I mean, I love challenge. I love challenges. I mean, that's why even some people, they probably look at my Instagram like, dang, he walking a tiger. Oh, he got the Liger in the backseat of the Rolls Royce. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like to do stuff different. Yeah. I feel like if you do stuff the same, you're never growing in life. Like, a flower is not the same size most of the time. This time next year, even if the frost come and you got to cut it down, next year, that plant is going to grow more than what it was the year before. So I always tell people, like, it's always about the growth. Like, I'm always trying to grow, do something different.
Right.
Like, even with my wife, like I'm always trying to do something different. Take her to a different restaurant, take her to a different place, and just really do something different.
I love that about you. Always progressing.
Yeah, appreciate it.
But I ain't gonna let this slide, y'all. He just said he was walking a tiger, and you had what in the back of the Rolls Royce?
I had a Liger. It was a tiger. It was a tiger and a lion.
A Liger?
Right, a Liger. It was big.
I ain't even heard of a Liger.
I'm talking about like big and hungry.
So you had a Liger, a lion tiger.
Right.
In the backseat of the Rolls Royce.
Backseat of the Rolls Royce. I was like an hour away from Dubai. I always wanted to do it. I seen people take the small ones. They said the only one was available was the big one. and I did it. And I asked the guy, like, how many people did this before me? He was like, y'all the first ones. I was like, wow. But he told me after. He was like, y'all the first customers that actually did it. Like, we don't, like, everybody else just come and take a picture with it. That's it.
You said get in the back, Liger.
Get in the back.
That's how you know you got entrepreneur energy, like, all day.
You got to be a risk taker,
My brother Zoe the GOAT, I'm trying to tell you. All right, so cool. You go through the store process, and now, like, walk us into, like, the evolution of the store and into, any other businesses that you were able to come across.
Yeah, so I was doing the store. Actually, I had a kiosk in the mall, to keep it real. I had a kiosk in the mall. But I started making so much money, I had to go get another kiosk, like 2 kiosks back to back, because I started making so much money.
This is South Carolina.
South Carolina. I started making more money than the stores. I had New Era. I had an account with New Era. That's when, I don't know about New Era now, New Era fitted cap.
Yeah.
New Era fitted caps. You had to have a $10,000 first order to open up an account with them. You just can't walk in or call them and say, hey, I want to open up an account. So I had a New Era account. So I was customizing New Era hats, with I-95, the logos, the 803s, 843s. I had better hats than Hatward and the other stores in the mall. So I was making more money than them.
This is your early 20s.
Early 20s.
Yeah.
So my first, by the age of 21, I made my first like actual 6 figures, like $100,000 cash. I remember that on my mama.
Singing clothes.
This was, opened my business 2005. This is like in 2007, like Christmas time. I remember my brother, my witness, like we was on my mama. I was still standing at my mom's house. I had $90,000 cash and I had like $10,000 in the bank. I showed my brother, like I had needed somebody to be my witness. I was like, I'm gonna show my brother this because he got to be my witness. You know what I'm saying? Like I gotta show this.
I need a witness
right,
this
right.
in real life.
And that's when Jeezy had that song. You know, I can't fit 100,000 in my Sean John jeans.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. But I was like, then that's when that greed kicked in. I was like, dang, I made 100,000 with one kiosk. Well, this is why I ain't had no store then. This was like 2 kiosks. I called it a store because it's where I ran it.
Fast.
Right. But I was like, dang, what if I had 5 of them? I could have made $500,000.
Right,
that greed kicked in. that greed gonna kill you every time. You know. So I ended up. I swear, Jay, in less than a year, I opened up 5 more stores because I had that mentality like, man, I need to have one in Florence. I need to have one in Charleston, South Carolina. So I had like 2 in Charleston. I had 1 in Florence. I had another one in Columbia, and another mall. Opened up 5 stores. I was the age of 21. I had like 33 employees, like really on payroll. 33 employees by the age of 20. By the age of
big flex
21. Had 33 employees. Big flex, looked good.
Right.
But at the same time, I was losing money. I didn't have no system set in place.
Right.
I had people stealing money. I had people stealing inventory. I had the people that was working for me, they got so busy stealing that they couldn't even watch the other people, the customers from stealing, because they got so busy just taking. Because I scaled up so fast. I didn't have a mentor.
Right.
So that's why I tell people, get a mentor so they can, get you there quicker. You might think you're getting there quicker, but really you going down a road that you probably don't know nothing about.
You think you're being cheap, not getting a mentor, and you done just lost a big L.
Because honestly, that 100,000 I made, I lost that year later. I was like $100,000 in a hole. Like I was negative 100,000. I had so many people stealing from me, bro.
You lost 2.
Yeah. So I had New Era. I was doing so much business with them that I had New Era to this day. I had a credit line. Eventually, they gave me a credit line because I was spending so much money. So I had this credit line that I owed them for it was like $75,000. I had another company, these race car company called JH Design. I owed them about another $50,000 and hold. I ain't had no cash because everybody was stealing. But I had that integrity where I had to call them and tell them like, hey, I went going through some tough times, but I'm gonna pay you your money. Like if I gotta pay you interest, whatever it is, I'm gonna make sure you get your money. So it was never a time where never was a time where they had to like keep calling me or send collections. I always kept my word, and I ain't gonna lie, I paid everybody back their money. I got back on my feet, and like honestly, this is like 2006, 2007, before the recession hit. So, but the thing about it was, I knew if I could make it through those dark times, when the recession did hit, I was like, this is nothing. There's nothing. I can come out with 200,000.
So put us in that mind frame real quick, right? For entrepreneurs that, are legacy builders and those who want to beat the corporate trap or the corner trap or whatever. Here you are up on a high. Gotta be feeling good. 21 employees, 100,000, right? Cash, all that. And now you are down a couple $100,000. Like, what's your mood? What's your emotions like going through that? And like, this is your real life.
Right.
How you feeling at that time?
I ain't gonna lie, man. It was dark, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna act like I was tough, but it was dark. But I knew I couldn't stay in that dark place. I knew I had to isolate myself because the people, my childhood friends, my family, they ain't no entrepreneur. They ain't lose 100,000 to tell me to get back on my feet. So I had to like read a lot of books of other entrepreneurs that made millions of dollars, billions of dollars, no matter what color they was, no matter what political race they was. I read books and their stories motivated me. I'm like, wow, this man right here lost $5 million, $10 million, $20 million. He's about to lose everything, but he had to work it out with the banks. But he eventually worked it out, and now he's back on top. If he did that with a few $1 million, I could do that with a couple $100,000. I can overcome this dark place. So I had to find my mentors because it wasn't no Instagram back then. It wasn't no Facebook where you can I got my Jay Morrison. I got my Zoe to go. I can hit him up. I can pay him whatever it is to be, to get that guidance.
Gotcha. And so, how'd you end up correcting the business model to grind it all and get it back and pay everybody off? Like, what'd you do different in your business?
I started focusing on what I had in front of me. Because before I was focused on made this money. I started focusing on what's not in front of me. What can I get now? And I was missing out on the important thing with my baby. And I started worrying about these other kids that I didn't even raise yet or nothing. You know what I'm saying? When I had a kid right here, so I got back to the basics.
Scaled down?
Yeah, I scaled down. I did. I scaled down. I went to back like 2 stores. Then the year after that, I was like, I'm gonna go back to one store. I'm like, dang, I'm making more money with one store versus 5 stores. I'm like, dang, everybody around when I had 5 stores was like, dang, you doing good. Man, dang, you got 5 stores. I know you eating. But dang, that's just an illusion.
Right.
That's just what your eyes see.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Did that play to your ego at all or any of that? Like,
it humbled me.
But even saying like the admiration that people are like, yo, you got 5 stores, does that make you feel like,
I mean, a little, but I knew I wanted more.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I knew I wanted more. And
there.
then I knew what it was. I'm like, I'm really ain't making that much money. Like,
Right.
you gotta be real with yourself. Everybody can pump you up all day, but you gotta go home and be real with yourself in the mirror. Like, they acting like I'm doing good, but I really ain't.
Right.
I really ain't got it like that. You know what I'm saying? Right.
Forget all that.
Right.
Forget all this facade stuff. I need a bank.
Right. Give me the money.
Right. Give me the money. So, all right, boom. So you grind it out, get everybody paid back, and then what's next for you?
What's next is just getting back on my feet. I was getting on my feet every year to start moving on up, in my business. Not trying to go establish another business. Just focus on what I had in front of me. Focus on growing my store. I eventually took that kiosk that I went back to, and I was forced into to have my own clothing store in the mall now, an actual inline store, an actual store they could walk into. So I was building that up. Had customers coming from an hour away, 2 hours away, just to shop because I created an experience. Where a lot of people it was a country town where I'm from, Columbia. So some people, not everybody, but some people that have the money to buy the Louis Vuitton and the Gucci. And then when I was going to Gucci and Louis Vuitton, I was seeing their customer service. I'm like, they bringing champagne out on glasses.
Right.
They make you feel special. I'm like, I'm gonna bring that back to my community. Even though they buying this $100 outfit or whatever, I'm gonna bring the champagne out. So I brought that out, and it brought the value up. Now people coming, they talking like, we going to Magic City.
Good.
We buying our stuff from Magic City. We going to Magic City.
I was going to ask you what's the name of the store.
Magic City. We going to Magic City.
Magic City was the name of your clothing store.
Right. We going to Magic City. Right. Because I ain't gonna lie, I named it Magic City. I got inspired from coming to Atlanta. Back in the days when BMF, before they got locked up, and I seen how Atlanta was. I was like, wow, this the move out here. This the vibe.
Right.
Like, nice cars and the vibe was on point. So I like the name Magic City. Magic City was popping then. They probably still popping now, but they was really popping.
Yeah.
Really popping then. I'm like, I'm gonna call my store Magic City.
That probably felt good. I'm about to go to the mall, go to Magic City, get laced real quick.
It did feel good. We had the red carpet rolled out. We had the champagne, the Ciroc, whatever they want. We had the glasses, and we had it all, man. Yeah, we had it all. Like we made the ladies feel special. Like we started making so much money, man. We had lines out the door, bro.
Wow. Where were you getting inventory from then?
All over the place. I'll be honest, like LA. Going overseas to a lot of shows. Like I started going to like Paris fashion shows.
Wow.
Just to get new pieces. I was like heavy into the fashion, man. So New York, you go to Northern New York too. Just going, I was all over. Like even when I do my other stuff these days, when I'm shopping for my other businesses, I shop all over. I just don't limit myself to one particular
So at this
place.
time, you're not thinking about no job. You ain't thinking about no corner. You ain't thinking about college. You ever consider college coming out of high school?
That book, Rich Dad Poor Dad.
He said no.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, and it's crazy because I ain't gonna lie, I had a free ride to college. My mom was a single parent. Her job that time wasn't making that much, so I had a free ride. Like I actually got my schedule, but I read that book, Rich Dad Poor Dad. They was like, man, don't go to school, basically.
What college were you all considering?
I was going to Middlesex Tech. I was gonna be a nurse. I was gonna be a male nurse, honestly, because I was like, it's a high demand. You never got to worry about getting laid off. It's a high demand for nurse. You got to worry about it. Money.
So what's one principle, because I've read Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Right.
What's one principle in that book that made you kind of make that switch of, you know what? Nah, I'm not going to be a nurse. I'm not going to college. I'm about to pursue entrepreneurship, independence.
Right, because it basically was saying that a lot of the stuff they teach in school, honestly, we really didn't need it. Like, not to say we don't. I'm not going to say it like that. But the average person don't need. Like, even, I ain't gonna lie, like, even looking at my son homework last year, I'm like, AP plus 9D. I'm like, what the hell is, like, what is this? Like, what they teaching these kids? Like, they don't need this to survive. They need to learn about this crypto, this credit. They need to learn how to buy a home, learn how to buy a quadruplex. You know what I'm saying? Like, they teaching them a whole bunch of stuff they really don't need.
Right.
So Rich Dad Poor Dad really broke it all the way down. And to get to your answer, the thing that really took me from that book, that really was like, this makes sense. He was like, the rich get richer because they buy more assets than liabilities. I'm like, wow, I need some assets. I need to open up a business. I need to create some stuff so I can have some money coming in. Like, so that's one thing that was like, Like even I'm homeschooling. I'm homeschooling my son right now, and that's one of his assignments is Rich Dad Poor Dad. And when I'm schooling him, when that part came up, I had to tell him that, son, this is very important in life because this what breaks a lot of athletes, entertainers. This is why they go broke. This is why you see people with $75 million contracts, and you look up, they don't have nothing to show for it.
Culture trap.
They don't buy those. They don't have more assets than liabilities. You can live that lifestyle. You can drive that Rolls Royce. You can live in that 8,000, 10,000 square feet mansion, but have those assets to back them up to make you money.
Not earned income,
right?
But the passive income.
Right.
And what happens is, but the whole world has told us, right? That's the culture trap.
Right.
The whole culture, the whole world has told us, just earn money, get money, and spend money. Be a consumer, right? But the corporations are getting richer. But whether you're an entrepreneur, ball player, or whomever, if you're not balancing that asset and liability column, and you're just a big consumer with a bunch of bread, you're eventually going the wrong track.
Right, of course. And then honestly, back in the days, we didn't know.
Right.
So it's like now, they can't say that no more. I mean, you can't really say it. The information is out there in your face.
Yeah, you don't want to know.
Information is out there in your face. You like, I ain't got no money. But how your credit score look? Your credit score's good. You know what? Wells Fargo, they got this active cash card. They doing 15 months with 0% APR. That means you don't pay no interest for 15 months with this credit card. This Wells Fargo active cash card. They're going to give you the money, no interest. Go take that money, go invest it.
Right.
Go get you a theme
unit.
unit.
Do you know how to do that?
Of course. The knowledge is out here. You got course. I got course. We got mentorships, whatever. Do you really want it?
That's the question.
That's the question. Do you want to get out of this trap? Do you really want a better life? Because I had to make that's the decision I had to make for me and my family. Do I want a better life?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Or do you want a better excuse to stay strapped?
Right, of course. Of course.
You want a better life or a better excuse to stay trapped?
Right.
You're like, I got a good excuse. You know, I grew up like this.
Right.
I got a good excuse. My credit score, I got a good... Man, no excuses, just results. Get to it.
Right.
Absolutely. All right, so boom. You're rolling into you're rolling with the clothing store, making money. How do you get into this phase of serial entrepreneurship where you're like now in real estate, you're now in all these different mechanisms?
Good question, brother.
Yeah, how'd you get there?
So I had a guy, he actually went to, he actually not living right now, but rest in peace, his name was Love. He the one that told me about the book Rich Dad Poor Dad. It was like crazy. Like if my life was a movie, he'd be like one of the stars, like one of the key players. He the one, when I was working at Sonic Drive-In, where I was, had my 9 to 5, whatever, and I was buying shoes from him, and taking them and selling for a higher price. I probably was buying the Jordans back then for like $60, taking it and selling it for like $90, $100, making that $50 spread. But he saw the hustle. And he was like, you know what? You need to read that book, Rich Dad Poor Dad. I was working at Sonic. It was like 17 years old. He's like, man, I see the hustle in you. You need to read that book, Rich Dad Poor Dad. I'm going to buy it and give it to you. So I read it, changed my life. He was selling shoes. I started selling shoes too. Like I had the clothing store, but I was selling shoes too. I was going to the flea market selling. That was back then when Jordan was hot. Like people wanted the custom Jordans.
Right.
He was selling shoes. I was selling shoes. I had my table. We had his table. And a couple years down the line, I ain't selling shoes no more. I'm like, okay, I'm focused on the clothing store now. I'm just focused on the store. Like, man, focus on the store. But he saw I was still grinding. He was like, man, I'm proud of you. Man, I need to put you on this real estate. So I need to show you, man, you know what? I know you got a lot of money sitting, but you know what? You can go buy these houses for like $30,000. But they really worth like $60,000, $70,000. You probably got to put like $5,000, $10,000 in. Man, you can get wealthy like this. I got all my lawyer friends. That's all they doing. I'm like, okay, bet.
Right.
So
how old were you then?
This is like 2012. So this is maybe about almost 10 years ago.
Gotcha.
Going on 10 years, about 9, 10 years ago, like 25, 26. I was like, okay, bet. I'm still living at my mom. Like, I'm still living at my mom.
So you stacking up, them bills low.
Stacking up, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I'm sleeping on the twin bed, full-size bed, whatever. My son coming over here and there. Like, we gonna make it work.
Right.
Stack up. So, for like that next 2 or 3 days, he's giving me game on the real estate. Like look, going on Zillow, riding, looking at property. Like, look at this apartment complex. Look at these houses. Look, 30,000. Look at the comps. He's showing me the whole game. I'm like, wow. I'm so devastated because I always wanted to get in real estate because I know all the wealthy people, they make money off of real estate. Like they say, well, God ain't making them old land.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So he gave me the whole game. I was so, man, I felt like I was like a rebirth. I'm like, wow, this is how they doing it. So I ain't gonna lie, I bought my first property like maybe 3 months after that. You know what I'm saying? I bought a property, I ain't gonna lie, it was like 60, matter of fact, no, my first property was 50,000. Nice neighborhood. But I did the comps on it, it was worth like 120. I was like, wow, I can get my money back. I can start making money. And I put on the market, got my tenant that same week.
Did you finance it or you pay cash?
No, I paid cash.
50,000.
I paid cash. I had paid cash. All my properties before, I ain't know nothing about no credit. I ain't know nothing about none of that. I had money sitting. I paid cash.
Make the money work.
Right, make the money work. I was like, okay. You know what I'm saying? I paid cash for my first couple properties.
Gotcha.
First one was like 50. The second one was like 65. Probably put like 5 or 10,000 in both of them. Like got it up, put the laminated floors, the countertop. You know, redid everything.
Yep.
But that's when I started, because like this is wealth. Like I was so busy going to my business every single day to make money. But I was like, I'm getting a check every month and I don't have to be there. This is wealth. Right. So I just started doing that. I started doing that every year, at least buying a property or two every year, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how many was, at the height of your portfolio, how many properties did you have?
That I own 7.
7?
Yeah, that I own like 7 properties. Before I got into Airbnb and stuff, you know.
You got it. We're going to get to that. So boom, so you got properties, they got equity in them, many of them cash, you got cash flow, all that.
And I ain't gonna lie, Jay, a lot of people probably would think, dang, like, Zoe, why you don't stay? I'm still staying at my mom, and I had rental properties. I had rental properties paid for cash, still living at my mom's house, sleeping on a full-size a small behind bed. You know what I'm saying? Because I understand, like, man, I need to create some wealth.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So even to this day now, they see me, like, taking care of my mom. That's because she really, you know, she held me down.
Right.
You know what I'm
she
saying?
invested in you early. So what people would say about you, that didn't affect you and how you made your moves? Because what people would say, what they thought you should be, what your peers would say?
People only say what they see. People can't say nothing bad. They don't see nothing bad. So I ain't had to show people whatever I ain't want to show them.
Right.
Like even my everyday car, people don't see that. You know what I'm saying? So people didn't know. People that really know me personally, that really rocked out with me, they knew I had the money to stay, to buy a house cash. Eventually, you know, of course, if I have rental properties that I paid for cash, if I got properties, they know he just doing that just to do that.
Gotcha.
So I had somebody tell me that, like, it's a difference when you're a certain age and you gotta do that. But they was like,
where you gotta live at home.
Yeah, you got to. Like, you ain't got no other choice because you just wanna bum out, whatever. But it's different when you don't have to, but you still do it. You know what I'm saying?
I got you. That's power right there. Right.
But at the same time, this is what we come talk about. This is how you got to figure out a way to beat the trap. You worry about what your peers talking about? Are you worrying about who you really are, who deep inside? Right. Like, a car don't make me. A house don't make me. Stuff go away today tomorrow.
But that's why I respect you. That's why I love you, because
appreciate it, brother.
You drive nice cars now.
Right.
You be on all kind of vacations and houses and all of that. Right. But it literally doesn't make you, because it didn't make you in your foundation.
Right, of course.
Right? So like, if your foundation was different and it made you'd be chasing those things. You just do those things as you choose. I can tell. I've been with you.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Ken.
You do those things as you want to or when they make sense, because you're not, it's just you're in control.
Right, of course. Of course. And I tell people, you got to stay humble. Because I feel like when I did lose those 5 stores, I started feeling myself before. Like, I'm like, I got 5 stores. Like, you know, anybody that had money, if you really had money for the first time, you get in your head. You feel yourself. Like you like, dang, like, I'm always gonna have it like this. I'm the man. But then again, God bring you back down, like you really ain't the man like you think you are. Like you ain't really the man.
Bring it on down, buddy.
Right, of course. And it's like, I tell people, like, I stay humble now because it's like they say, it's better for you to humble yourself versus God gotta humble you. Like, it's probably humble you like you never.
And see, that's the thing. People that's not humble now, because they ain't have that smack up yet.
They never had it. So honestly, Jay, even with this whole Instagram social media stuff, I can see cats or see people, I can tell they never had no money before. I can tell how the way they act, or the way they mindset.
Y'all smell like new money. Y'all talk like new money. Y'all act like new money. Y'all post like new money.
Right. Of course.
And that's cool because we all been there.
Right.
I remember being up a few million coming out of the streets, coming up in the real estate, and bro, I literally thought I was God.
Right.
Like, I literally thought like that. When my middle daughter, London, when her mom was pregnant, I thought she was going to be a boy. I was going to name my son Jesus because I thought I was God.
Wow.
I'm like, y'all made it out of the street trap. I did this.
Right.
I made it here. And now I'm up millions in real estate. already made hundreds of thousands of streets. You can't tell me nothing. And nobody could tell me nothing until I blew through all of that, went bankrupt, went broke, and was humbled, depressed, crying. Literally, grown man crying, borrowed money from his mom, 30 years old. Like, yo, I'm so stupid, I messed it all up. That's why I move how I move now. None of this stuff don't jade me, don't fade me. I don't gotta have the car. Bro, I got the Rollie, I got the small one because I like the small one. I don't need the big face because y'all say you have the big face. I don't need the big face. I don't need the bust down. I like what I have. I like this one.
Of course.
None of that moves me, King. None of that, because, bro, I don't even want to go there again. I know the feeling when I go there and what God could do when you go there. Look, I'm scared. I'm going to say right on here.
Of course.
My little moderate lane, and y'all can have all that.
Of course.
I love how you move, King.
I appreciate that, man. I mean a lot, brother.
All right, so you made those moves, and then you just started spreading out in entrepreneurship, et cetera. Obviously, the credit space you talked about. Right? I know you've been in the Toro space and all of that. How does Airbnb play a part in your wealth building journey?
Airbnb played a good part because, before with my properties, I was making money from long-term rental. And if y'all don't know, long-term rental, traditional real estate, buy a property and, you get that check every first of the month or once a month, like, most landlords. So when I got introduced to Airbnb, it was a gift and a curse. Me and my wife was on an airbed, and we was like, you know what? Instead of going back to Atlanta, because she was in New York then, she got fired from a company. Instead of going back to New York, going back to Atlanta, and now we got to sleep on an airbed, and now we got to lose this apartment or pay more to get out our lease. You know what? We're gonna put on Airbnb. That's back then when Airbnb was like first, fresh, kind of on the East Coast. It was on the West Coast, LA kind of first, and New York. But that's like the first time, and it was like, okay, we're gonna put it on Airbnb, this app that they have where people are booking in like hotels, and we're gonna put it on there.
So it's new, y'all feeling it out, testing it out.
And we was like, we just wanted enough guests to make enough money just to pay for our overhead, so we don't have to pay for the rent because we was staying in Manhattan. One bedroom apartment, $4,500 a month. The parking, the car was another $500 a month. So we paying $5,000, not even including lights and cable and whatever, just for this one bedroom small apartment in Manhattan.
Not to mention New York, a bottle of water is like $10.
Crazy.
Like everything expensive.
Crazy, of course.
So you got a bill in Atlanta.
Right.
You got a bill, that apartment would be a bill to you, you're saying?
Right. It would have been a bill. The apartment was in New York, so it would have been a bill.
Oh, okay.
But we turned that liability to an asset.
Oh, so Airbnb, the New York property?
In New York first.
Gotcha.
The Airbnb in New York first, that made more money than what we thought. We was like, dang, we making extra. But it ain't fade us. We like, okay, it's better than what we expected.
Right.
So we,
how much was that New York property going for on Airbnb? Like a day or night?
I think it was like $300 to $400 a night. Or like on a weekday.
Gotcha.
And then weekends like $500 to $600.
So you need to rent out about 10 to 15 days a month.
Yeah, just to cover the overhead.
Gotcha.
10 to 15 days out of the month to cover the overhead. But it was booked. It's people that are booking it for like 2 weeks at a time, 3 weeks at a time. I was like, dang, good money. Like passive income, still good.
Right.
So, the lease came up, we got out, move everything, we sold some stuff, gave some stuff away to family because we didn't want to take everything back to Atlanta. But, a year later, I was able to, get off that airbed and buy my wife, our dream home, 5-bedroom home. It was just me and her at the time. So we was out the airbed because I wanted to reward her, from, overcoming this dark place. I really wanted to lift her up. So like, let me go ahead and just get us a house.
Nice.
But the thing about it was, I still had my store 3 hours away in the Carolinas. So when I go back to the Carolinas, my wife was like, I don't want to go to this 5-bedroom home by myself. Like, can we get an Airbnb in Atlanta, like in the Buckhead somewhere, so I ain't got to drive home to this house to be by myself. When you away to your business, I'm like, okay, cool, we can do the same thing. Because I'm like, I don't mind getting it as long as it pay for itself. Right. I don't mind getting an Airbnb or an apartment as long as it pay for itself. So I got one at the Scion, CYAN. I got my first Airbnb in Atlanta at the Scion. Floor-to-ceiling windows, nice. Granite quartz countertop, surround sound. So, it's the same thing. My wife was staying there. She eventually got pregnant, by my daughter. I was going back and forth. And in the days that she wasn't staying there, we were staying at our house, but I was putting on Airbnb to pay for itself. And it was like making money. I'm like, dang, she's staying here probably like 10 days out of the month. And the other days it's getting rented out. what if she didn't stay there?
Right.
Like, we really be making a, $2,500, $3,000 a month profit after everything's paid for. So I got another Airbnb. Start like, wow, this is just for the business. This is start the business. Start making money. Like, dang, this is some good money. $3,000 a month profit. Got another Airbnb. Got another. I'm like, dang, it's good.
Stumbled on that thing.
Right. So I tell people all the time, you just need one. You ain't got to have thousands of Airbnbs to make money. Just start off with one.
Right. Chip away at it.
Right, of course.
Gotcha. And so at the height of your Airbnb investing, what that look like for you?
The height was, we was up about 12 units. And I was like, I want to do something different. And it was that time when I really got tapped into credit. Because I'm like, I got everything. I got cash, got a house, but I don't really have no credit. And one of my guys, he was a branch manager. He was telling me about, all these wealthy people. Like, man, he was like, I'm gonna tell you a story. He was like, one lady came in here and cashed a check for $500,000. I'm like, God dang. I'm like, what she did? What she do? He was like, her husband died. She got a life insurance check. I'm like, dang. I had life insurance then, but I ain't had life insurance like what I have now. So I got more life insurance. Then he told me about another story. He was like, man, all these wealthy people coming here, man, they got lines of credit. Even though they got money in the bank, they got lines of credit. I'm like, you know what? I need to get me some line of credit. So I went to TD Bank. I'm gonna give y'all the bank. I went to TD Bank. I applied for $50,000 line of credit. I ain't need it. I just applied for it. I'm like, these wealthy people got it. Let me apply for it too.
That's a cultural trap right there too, to feel like to get a credit card or credit line means you broke or that you need it, like you need somebody. No, it's not that we need it. It's that we actually want to use their money as opposed to our money or have the option to whenever we want. It's just more liquidity.
Right, of course. So I didn't get that $50,000 line of credit that I applied for. But I didn't get denied, but they gave me a lower amount. They gave me $15,000. And the lady, they knew me from, coming in there, depositing money, making withdrawals, and just being a good member. The branch manager came. She's a Caucasian lady. She came. Her name Lynn. She still worked it to this day. She called me the other day. But she came to me, this is about eight years ago probably. She was like, we know you're a good person. We know you're a good member. We know you've been in business for a long time, but you don't have no credit. She was like, we could have gave you that $50,000 if your credit score was good. She said, you pay everything with cash. That's how you messing up, Zoe.
Yep.
She called me by my first name. So she said, that's how you messing up, Zoe. So she was like, you need to do what my other member do who have a business, pay everything with your credit card, and then when you get that statement in the mail, just pay it off. Because one thing about the banks, they love to see activity. I was like, wow, I've been doing that. I've been doing it wrong the whole entire way, spending millions of dollars in business and not getting no cash back, not getting no reward points, not building my credit score up so I can use OPM.
Yeah.
So I was to that day, that debit card was like a bad taste. I was like, you know what? I got a credit card I ain't using. Let me start using this, and start building my credit. And I took my credit score, Jay, all the way from the low sixes to the high eights in like less than a year. Just by that tactic that she gave me. I didn't have no collections on my credit report. I didn't have no late payments because I was paying everything with cash.
Right.
But I was able to take my credit score all the way up just by that tactic that lady gave me.
Absolutely. Family, you got to understand that credit is the ability to make payments over time. Like, you can't have credit without having credit.
Right.
And you got to just make payments over time, period.
Of course.
A lot of times we think we balling because we're paying for something cash, but...
Right.
And again, that's a cultural trap.
Right. And not only that, to keep it real, us growing up, we thought that was foreign. We thought credit was foreign. Like, it's only for a particular type. We always thought it was hard to get credit.
Right.
We always thought you had to do something or you had to be a certain person. You got to know certain. Right. We like to this day, me and it's easy to go get it.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to have no degree. You don't have to, you can go there and get a credit card today or tomorrow.
But I've run into a lot of people that don't even want to use credit or mortgages or loans because they feel like it demeans them, like it makes them more of a boss, that they peeling off cash and get paid cash when you're really being more foolish, right? By doing that, because when you pay that cash, one, your money's gone. Two, like you said, you're not building a reserve tank or any kind of liquidity. And then you're not getting no points for it or none of that. So it's like, I think a lot of times our ego has also taught us, especially coming from the hood and from certain cultures in the culture trap, that the fact that I could pay mine cash makes me more of a baller, more of a bigger figure because I can pay mine cash versus credit.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's more of a discount thing. I think honestly, people really do. Like, even guys in the hood really want credit. Like, I talked to Like I talked to them plenty of times. They really want credit, but they discount themselves. Like, I don't pay cash. They give them the easy way out of not to go take the steps to go get that credit. They really want it.
It's an excuse.
Yeah, it's an excuse. It's like being in the streets. Like somebody say, you know what? I know you work. I know you coming back. You buying 10 pounds every single time you come back and see me. You know what? I got 100 pounds. Anybody that's in the streets gonna take that 100 pounds because like, dang, I could do some of that 100 pounds.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But if you don't have the opportunity, or if you don't think you can have the opportunity, you're gonna discount yourself every single time.
I'm not somebody
because you'll feel like, oh, I don't need that. I don't need that. I'm good.
You're telling yourself that because you don't want
but you really deep down, you really want it. You really know you need it.
Right. So you're giving you an excuse and you really caught in the cash trap.
Right. Of course.
Dang, how to get caught in the cash trap?
Right.
No, I love that. So, all right, so boom, so you built that up, got the Airbnbs going and flowing, and for more businesses, and that I guess it gave you some cash flow as well from doing that.
Yeah, it gave me the cash flow, and then like I say, Jay, earlier, man, I'm like always trying to grow. Any business I'm in, anything I'm doing, I'm always trying to do better than what I was doing before. Like, yeah, I'm getting more Airbnbs, but what can I do to take my Airbnbs to another level? So it clicked. I'll never forget this day. It clicked. I'm like, you know what? I need to do something different. I need to create an experience. I need to have an Airbnb when they walk in. They like, wow, this don't look like no other Airbnbs. Like, so I ain't gonna lie, I got inside the theme Airbnbs. I was like,
themed Airbnb.
Theme. And I didn't even know what theme was back. I mean, you know what a theme is, but I didn't know to call it a theme Airbnb. I was like, I'm gonna do a unique unit. I did an all pink Barbie unit. Because one thing about it, like people see me with doing Airbnbs now, they probably say, damn, why you did Barbie your first theme unit? I knew females I had a female clothing store back in the days. I know females gonna spend money.
Right.
So I know, okay, if I do something for the females, they gonna spend money. Yeah, it may be $500 a night, but they wanna stay there, they gonna figure out a way to get that $500. No matter if it's their last money, they gotta go do something strange for some change. They gonna get that $500.
Right.
But the thing about it is, when I did it, because I want to do something different in my business, it was a game changer, Jay. I had so many celebrities, Reginald Carter, Jada Waiter, Missy Elliott, Cardi B, so Monica. So many people was reaching out to me just to take photos or to stay in that Airbnb, to have little dinners, whatever. I was able to make $1,000 a night. My overhead was around like $2,000. So 2 bookings, $1,000 a piece.
Smacking them.
Yeah. Like before we even put on Airbnb, when my wife posted pictures on Instagram, people was already messaging her, how much it is to stay there. I want to do a private dinner, da-da-da. I'm like, dang, we got to book it. I'm like, I need some more. So I ain't gonna lie, all the Airbnbs until then, I started doing theme units. I'm like, instead of making this $2,500 a month profit, I can make anywhere between $5,500 to $10,000 a month.
Investing more into it.
Investing more into it, adding more value. Like I tell people, you add that value, you're gonna always get overcompensated. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I added more value into my business, and I got overcompensated, man. I was like, that's
crazy. A trap bar right there.
Crazy, bro.
Add more value.
Yeah.
Overextend, give overvalue, and get overcompensated in return.
Of course. People say that all the time. How much can I make having a podcast? Or how much can I make having a restaurant? How much can I make? No, how much value can you add? Because Chick-fil-A sell nuggets, McDonald's sell nuggets, the Fiji water, they got Aquafina water, all different prices. The bread aisle, they all ain't got the same prices. LA gas is cheaper, is more higher than Atlanta gas. Same gas. You know what I'm saying? It depends on what value are you adding. What value are you adding? I added the value in my business. I was able to get overcompensated because now my demand went up.
Right.
Now my price can go up. You know what I'm saying? Right.
Zone in the trap.
We out here though, you know?
All right,
and crazy, I didn't even have no degree, brother. I ain't had no degree. I ain't have no background. I ain't go to college for no interior decorating or no business.
Just swag that thing out.
Right.
Give me 2 more of the themes you did real quick. We segue to our next part of the podcast.
I did so many things, bro. I did the Barbie thing, like I was telling you. I did a white gold, like a Versace theme where I got the crown chairs in there. That's going crazy. I did another one where it was like a candy land where I had all types of candy in there, like crazy. I did a theme like that. What else theme did I did so much? Did a Miami inspired theme.
That's rich
I just
right
did a
there.
Chicago Bulls theme. Got the Air Jordan flying on the wall. He's actually dunking the chandelier because I had my graphic designer. He got crazy with it. I got the chandelier is actually a ball, a crystal ball.
Wow.
But he painted the way he painted Michael Jordan, like holding the chandelier, dunking it all across the wall.
Man, I want to stay in one of those.
Yeah,
Two,
of course.
two, I want to do one of those.
Right.
I just want to do one.
You be sending people my way too, bro, and I appreciate it, man. I deep down. But one thing, I don't want your people to take it, but they stay booked, bro. Like they stay booked. Like one thing I like about the Airbnb business is like people always I get a lot of love from you, my other family members that send me people, and I really appreciate it. But they stay so booked where it's like I don't even have no space for for them really to stay, So I tell everybody like get your theme unit, get your Airbnb. People always need a place to stay.
Bro, I'm on. You already know.
Of course.
I'm intentional. I'm on. Watch this. Y'all want to see the Black House theme unit
Right.
Airbnb.
Of course.
We're going to have a Black House joint.
Right.
Awesome. So look, at this part of the podcast is called My Trap Analysis. And so what you guys got to see is King, Mr. Zoe the GOAT, who was able to avoid the corner trap by really tapping into what his true purpose is and how he can not get caught up in what he's seen some of his family and his environment get caught up in and really make a choice that, this ain't for me. I got more for my gifts. You also want to see him really make a straight halt on the college trap where he was actually going into a career where he beat the corporate trap. We would have been a male nurse, fine profession, fine career. But he said, look, college and this corporate thing is not for me. I want to tap into entrepreneurship and really push myself. And then this brother is so rooted in himself and his self-belief and his vision and his humility was really able to obliterate the culture trap. And even though he drives nice cars and does nice things and vacation, treats his wife well, all those things, he's doing it only and because he wants to do it, not because the culture told him he should move, right? And so when we live like that, we're really redefining, or I would even say rejecting the culture trap. And I think that's a great example, because when they could see more kings and queens in our community that can do the nice things, pick our spots, do it in moderation, but not be moved because of what a rap song says or what a video says or what our peer group says, now we truly got freedom. So I want to commend you, King, for being a trap annihilator.
Appreciate it,
in real life.
Appreciate it for real.
Yes, absolutely. And so now I want to ask you, in this segment called the Trap Transition, what was one aha moment during your journey where you knew, like, those other things ain't for me, like, this is my route, this is where I gotta go? Was there any epiphany, kind of aha moment where it really was like, yeah, either I'm on the right track, it was confirmation, or you knew this is where I gotta go?
I mean, honestly, it was really making my mom proud. That was the moment, because I feel like, I don't know about every kid, but I used to always feel like every kid at least want to make their parents proud. At least want your parents to say, I'm proud of you. So when I really can see, when I really hear my mom and she was saying that, I'm so proud of you, that was my moment. That moment then, you can't even explain.
Stamped.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm proud of you. It don't mean as much as your mom being proud of you, but I'm proud of you.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it for sure.
All right, so family, let's go on to the trap seat. Let's go back King Zoe in the trap seat. So the trap seat is our hot seat, and it's basically an opportunity. I'm gonna ask you a few questions we're gonna rattle off and want to get your answers on this part called Trap Blown. This is where we blow the trap up, right?
Right.
And so the first I want to ask you is, what amazing thing have you accomplished or experienced? You've been all over the world, right? Or done that's a mind-blowing moment. Might be mind-blowing for us, or it's mind-blowing to you. You're like, I can't even believe I'm here or did this. Outside of driving with the lion tiger in the back.
Okay, I got some good ones.
Give us a mind-blowing moment, man.
I mean, mind-blowing was actually when I tapped in and I was like, I could take this credit card and buy everything and don't get charged 0% interest, and I actually did it, and I actually paid it off, and I had all these reward points and bonuses, and I had an Airbnb paid for from the bank's money. That was mind-blowing. I was like, I need to teach people and show people that they can do this. You don't have to have what you think you need to really achieve and get to that bag. You know what I'm saying?
Able to grab a whole Airbnb, furnish it, pay for
from
it.
the bank's money.
From TBM, the bank's money.
Right.
And then put that to work for you and your family.
Yeah, of course. That was like, wow, I like magic.
Trap blown.
Right.
Out of thin air. That's like true. And then 0% interest.
0% interest.
And
like
then
a win-win.
And then got reward points for it.
Right. And I still had like another 12 months left with 0% interest. So I did it again. Got another Airbnb. Did the same thing.
Doubled up on them.
Yeah, purchased everything.
On their money.
Yeah, from Amazon, Wayfair. I was buying everything online. I was like, with the bank's money.
Wow.
Right.
Amazing.
I was like, this is what the wealthy people have been doing for years, for decades, and we've been spending cash like a fool because we ain't been taught. You know what I'm saying?
Secrets of the 1%.
We've been left in the trap.
In real life.
Right.
All right, so another part of Trap Blown. Give us a moment in life that was regrettable or maybe shameful or embarrassing where you like, yo, man, that ain't me. If I could have that one back, give me that one back. Yeah,
you got some good questions. So one thing I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna keep it real. This is more on a personal level. Like,
sure.
Me and my wife, I think we went to DR. We went to the Dominican Republic when we first started dating. Mm-hmm. You know, like, and you out, all inclusive. You get a couple drinks. I ain't gonna lie, I got more than a couple drinks, Jay. I probably had about 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 drinks. But I acted a fool, man. It was regrettable, man. I think I probably, I was at the timeshare thing, when they trying to sell you the timeshare at the hotel.
Yeah.
I done probably cussed out my girlfriend during that time. Cursed out the people, just, I acted a fool. It was regrettable. I woke up the next morning, I'm like, dang, what the world I did? She telling her parents what I did and all this, and you know what I'm saying? I'm like,
you was in there, wow.
Yeah, but it was regrettable, but it made me man up. It made me like put down the alcohol. It made me like really like turn and like, say, I don't really want to go that route because I know, okay, this one thing, alcohol can really change my life. So many people in the pen and jail from just by taking that blunt.
Decision.
Yeah, that one decision, taking that blunt, taking that drink, and they go out here and do something foolish, causing them 20, 30 years, the rest of their life. I said, I want to have my right mind when I'm making decisions in life. I don't want to lose a good person. I don't want to lose a good friend. So that.
What was you drinking?
I don't know, man. They was making some type of drinks, bro. I just kept taking. I was like, hey, free. You know how it is. You get the free drinks.
You trying to maximize your spend.
Right. Yeah, but I ain't gonna lie. I turn away from it now. And I decided I never would do it.
Right.
But I ain't, water juice, I'm juicing it up.
Aquafina.
Right.
No, shout out to you, though. That's self-accountability, man. Self-awareness.
Right.
I love it. All right, so last part of Trap Blown. The biggest bag you ever blew.
Ooh. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I blew some bags. Probably for my wife's birthday. I brought her the Lamborghini, brought her the Rolls Royce. I flew her family down. She knew her family was coming down. Her dad don't like to fly, but I convinced him to come down, put him on a private flight. We had dinner in the air, dinner in the sky for like 2 hours. We flew back. We was at a private airport. We had a party at the private airport. DJ, a real party at the private airport. Then after that, we went like 5 minutes away. Took her to like this park, and I had the Beyonce marching band come out playing the drums.
The Beyonce marching band.
Yeah, and that's when I gave her the Rolls Royce. The Lamborghini truck was out there when the plane landed. That was on the runway when the plane landed.
She gets off the plane and it's a Lambo truck. She's like, oh my God, baby, thank you. Like,
I had the gifts. I had the Louis Vuitton bags, the Chanel boxes and all that. You know what I'm saying? Like.
So then you go from there to the Beyonce band.
Right.
And got to pull up with another foreign.
Right. Because you was at my party when she got me the Rolls Royce.
Right.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna keep it real, man. Because I'm gonna just keep it real by your show. I went hard because that was my wife. But then again, my wife brought me my car. So a lot of people that didn't know me, they ain't know Zoe. I had money before Instagram. They probably see me like, we know a lot of people before, I don't know how much time we got left, but I'm gonna speed up. A lot of people before, when they looked at the Kardashians, they ain't know Rob. Scott, they ain't know Scott family and Scott, they had bread too, but they wasn't in the limelight.
Right.
So when my wife brought me the Rolls Royce, that's on social media, I could tell some people like, look, like, yeah, your wife got the money. I could just tell in their eyes. Hey, so
that's what it is, that talk.
And I ain't gonna lie, it was some people that probably came around, but I feel the vibe, so I'm like, I'm gonna do something, let them know, I got this. I can make it happen.
Right.
I wasn't trying to impress them.
Right.
But I was like, my wife deserves it, and I'm gonna do it to let them know I can do the Rolls Royce and the Lambo, and I'm gonna put on a private jet, and I'm gonna fly a family out, and I'm gonna have the marching band. You know
and I'm gonna get a Rolls on top of that.
Right, of course. You know what I'm saying?
Man, look, that's man's man.
Right.
My wife bought me a little drop top Wraith. Y'all want me looking? I see it in your eyes.
Right.
You're like, he ain't the one with the bread in this family.
You ain't about to little dog me. For real. Like serious. You ain't about to little dog
Zoe the GOAT.
For real.
Just blew the trap up. Ain't nobody spent a bigger back on the trap than Zoe the GOAT. I'll tell you that right now.
But I ain't gonna lie, bro. I don't know how much I spent. I didn't even add it up. I know I spent. I know I spent the bag. I didn't even add it up.
I don't even need the number. You ain't even got to tell us the number.
I didn't even add it up, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, I'm scared to add it up.
I don't even want to know. It might hurt my feelings. I don't even want to know. Ernestine Morrison, this episode is not for you.
Don't watch this, EJ.
This is not for Ernestine Morrison. Listen, I'm not getting caught in the Zoe trap. I'm not getting caught in the Zoe to go trap. No.
Right.
So, all right, cool. Now we're going to segue, King, to one of our last parts of the episode, and that is the trap cheat sheet, right? This is where you can look back either at your younger self or to someone that might be going through, one of them traps, right?
Right.
And just talk to them, man. What's a trap cheat sheet of what someone that's coming up as an entrepreneur, someone looking to make it, someone really caught in the corporate trap, man, that rat race that I'm gonna go to school, get good grades, get a job, right? I'm gonna go to college and get this good career, and that's gonna just save me and take care of everything, and right? What do you say to that person to beat that trap?
I say get your credit right first. Get your credit right. No matter how much money you got, no matter where you at in life, get your credit right. Because I thought I could do so much until that lady told me we can't give you that $50,000. Even though we know you got $50K, you got $100K, whatever it is, we can't give you $50K because your credit. So I knew that, wow, I need to get my credit right. Now these days, you go get a job, you go get an apartment, you go get a house, they checking credit for every single thing. That's kind of like a make or break depending on how much deposit you're gonna leave. Do they want to do business with you? They're checking your credit. So I tell people, get your credit right so you can be able to really live a life and be able to have OPM, have the bank money. Because if I knew what I knew now, I'd be way more quote unquote successful, in people's eyes, whatever, or just in myself.
Facts.
I'd be way more successful if I knew about the credit. So I tell people, focus on getting your credit right. Because once you get your credit right, you ain't gotta work so hard to build up and to invest. You can use the bank's money, take a course. They got courses out. Take a course. You ain't got to go through college. You ain't got to take math again. You got to take English. Take this course. Go get your trucking company. Go ahead and start your Airbnb. Go start your real estate portfolio, whatever it is.
Yep. Of their money.
Right. And another thing I'm gonna give away for y'all that don't know, just because y'all on my brother podcast, y'all watching right now, and this stuff may change, but Citi have a custom card. Citibank, Citi custom cash card. They're doing 15 months with 0% APR right now. And also Chase got a credit card. Chase Freedom, Chase Bank, Chase Freedom. You can go online and apply. And a lot of times you don't even have to have a bank account with these banks. I got over $1 million of credit cards in my pocket now. You know what I'm saying?
Walk around with an M on.
Yeah, but I don't have bank accounts with all these credit cards. They just want my business. But I keep their money. So if I want to make an investment, guess what? Swipe using their money. Well, I'm gonna use my money. I'm gonna put it in the crypto. I'm gonna put it in the stocks.
Right.
Let it work for itself.
Put it into your wife's birthday.
Right. Right.
In real life.
Right.
All right, so family, this is what we're gonna do. I talked to King Zoe. This is my brother for real. Like, we break bread together.
Right.
We go to each other's houses. Like our families in a mix, right? He had to come to the trap. But Zoe, I gotta pull a big bro card, right? So Zoe said that we're gonna do something special to offer you guys access and some bonuses or discount to his Airbnb program.
Yeah, my Airbnb masterclass. So if a lot of y'all looking and saying, dang, like I'm making money, but I wanna make more money, I wanna replace my income from my 9 to 5, I wanna make passive income to be able to become wealthy, make that residual, I suggest getting a theme unit. Some of y'all probably can't do Airbnb in your cities because of restrictions, but guess what? You can put it on PeerSpace and rent it out by the hour. PeerSpace is like an app like Airbnb. It already have a big platform, but guess what? You can have a theme unit on there, rent it out for $150, $200 per hour, make $500 a day.
Just get you a hack and a bar.
Times that by 4 days out of the month, pay for your overhead. The other 26, 27 days, straight profit in your pocket. Build wealth, build that passive income, have that money working for you. So you said, what we're gonna do? We're gonna get the people the game because that's what they need.
All right, so look at what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna talk to Zoe after this, and we're gonna get some of this credit game from Zoe too.
Right.
He think he only gonna give us the Airbnb game. Nah, we need that credit game too.
Let's get it down.
Right.
For the people.
All right, say no more.
We need more people. We need more people looking like us inside them airport lounges. I was in there yesterday, man. I'm like, only one lady that was like the color of me. I'm like, man, we need more people in there that look like us.
Say that.
Eating free, drinking for free. Being in there. In that private part, for free because they credit right. So
see what I'm
we're
saying?
gonna make it happen.
Abundance mindset.
Of course.
So family, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna give you the Airbnb game. He just gave you an amazing hack in your city. If you already try to use that excuse to count yourself out, he just already gave you the route off that right there, give you a cheat sheet. And then we're gonna, King Zoe gonna bless us with some of the credit game. He just gave you like 3 credit cards you can put in your pocket right now for free podcast. Just showed you how to come up. What he got in his pocket, M's, right?
Right.
I'm sitting on a $100,000 credit line right now, right? Same thing. So we talking about 6 or 7 figures of TBM, the bank's money, but we're gonna give our How to Beat the Trap listeners and viewers opportunity to tap into that education in real life.
Let's get it, bro.
So King Zoe, go. Where can they follow you, find you, man, and get tapped in with you?
I'm on Facebook and Instagram. I'm on heavy on Instagram. Like I'm on a daily. So Mrs. O the Goat, MRZOTHEGOAT, Mrs. O the Goat on Instagram. Always on there. They can catch me on there. They can click the link in the bio, check out some of the stuff that I'm offering. If you like it or not, for sure. I know you'll love it.
You gonna love it, right?
I love changing lives,
That's right. And we're gonna have that trap promo code for you guys to be able to even get some discounts from my brother and some bonuses, right? Just because you're a listener here on this life-changing podcast.
Let's get it.
I appreciate you, man.
I appreciate you for having me, bro. For real. I love you too, bro. Always love.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Listen, family, we just did it. We just brought the GOAT who just blew the trap up in real life to How to Beat the Trap, man. Guys, make sure you subscribe to the podcast.
Right now.
Make sure you share this podcast right now. Change somebody's life. Follow my brother, Mr. Zoe the GOAT, and I'll see you in the next episode of How to Beat the Trap.
Woo!
In real life.
Just like that.
Hey, peace, family. Real estate pioneer Jay Morrison coming to you live from the Black House. Why haven't you got your first of its kind interactive video textbook experience, the 12-step real estate crash course? This book will make you a real estate power player in real life with over 6.5 hours of video lessons with 290 pages of real workbook experiences, tests, quizzes, assessments that give you the skill set, mindset, and formulas needed to dominate in real estate and be a power player in any part of the industry in real life. Homeowner, realtor, wholesaler, landlord, flipper, developer, don't matter. You need this book. Your family needs this book. Go tap in, click the link right now for your interactive, first of its kind video textbook experience in real life. Tap in.